It's still pretty open.
Rod LaFontaine is your standard hard-working family man, putting in 60 hours a week or more to support his wife of 30 years and 2 sons. He's built a small electrical business in Mukilteo, but all that was nearly gone in a flash. A high-voltage electrical panel he was working on arc flash, sending 480 volts straight into his body.
The 480 shock went through his chest and out his back right here.
The temperature of that flash, 35,000 degrees, 4 times hotter than the surface of the sun.
And I remember being on fire. I just had to be waiting for the ambulances and not realizing how bad I was burned.
Then the doctor came in and he told us that he shouldn't have survived his wounds.
Rod suffered 2nd and 3rd degree burns to almost half his body. Nearly a month in the ICU and 3 surgeries later, he's almost ready to go home.
We're just grateful that he's a miracle, that God gave him a miracle.
But much more uncertainty awaits. A full recovery will likely take months. Rod is the sole breadwinner for his family. Without help, he worries he could lose the business he's built and more.
There's a point where I got to just shut everything off and just focus on getting better, and it's really difficult.
Rod and his wife are pillars of their community, volunteering at the Boys and Girls Club, sponsoring sports teams, and volunteering with the homeless.
Hey, Evan, how you doing?
Pretty good, buddy.
Yeah, it's nice
to see your face.
I know.
They're leaning on their faith in God to get them through, as Rod, that hard-working family man, contemplates his future.
My priorities need to change a little bit, not focus so much on work. It's more family.
Eric Wilkinson.
Yeah, buddy, I love you.
I love you too, Dad.
King 5 News.
It's been great.
Well, there's a lot of support for Rod in the community. It's still not clear how long Rod will be out of work as he recovers. Friends have set up a GoFundMe account to help the family get by until Rod is able to run his business again. We're linking that to the story right now at king5.com.
All the best to them.